you, my man?
What's up? I'm doing good.
Errol, now let's talk about how life has changed over the past month or two. First of all, how are you, your family, anyone that you know, have they been affected by the coronavirus?
Nobody's been affected as of yet. My family been good. My daughter's got them with me right now. There's one of them. And I got a lot of family in New York too. Like my grandmother, she's 96 now, and I got a lot of family in New York. So I'm wishing them well, and everybody well as we get through this tough time.
Now, Errol, how are you, passing the time? I mean, can you give us an idea? I mean, I'm sure I've never seen you out of shape in my life over the past, 8-9 years of knowing you. But, how are you maintaining, staying in shape and things along those lines?
Myself been running. I go to my coach house and we work the mitts, things like that. Just me and him one-on-one. And basically just running, sitting at home, watching a lot of TV, dieting, playing with my kids. They're not in school right now, so I'm teaching them different things and, learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and stuff like that. So, it's been a good time just hanging out with them. But, I'm ready to get back in the swing of things and get some fights under my belt and get back in it. But it's been a good time off too, though, because just a recovery time and, having my accident in October. So just been recovering and things like that. But I'm fully healthy now and, ready to get back in the swing of things.
Errol, let's talk about, how your body's feeling since the accident in October, a very, a scary time for you and also a lot of fight fans around the world were very concerned about your well-being. How are you feeling physically since the accident in October?
I've been feeling great. I been to a Cleveland clinic after the Deontay Wilder fight and went there and they, evaluated me and checked me out, my brain and my, basically everything, my whole body, and they say everything's been good and I'm recovering well. I think I'm fully recovered now, and they feel like I'm fully recovered. So I'm gonna go back and after this all over with and get checked out by them again, and hopefully I can fight in September, October, or whenever this current event is over with the coronavirus.
Okay, so now so you're saying that September, October is what you're hearing, or is that what you want? What is the status of you fighting-wise? Hopefully we get past this come the summertime.
That's what I want. That's what I've been hearing too. Me and Al been talking, and that's something that we're aiming for. We was aiming for July, August, but this happened, so we pushed it back, and I'm looking forward to be fighting either September or October.
Okay, so now getting back to your accident, what did you learn from that entire traumatic experience? Because when you go through something that traumatic and obviously physically, mentally on your body, how have you responded in terms of what you've learned since then?
That whole accident, put my boxing career in perspective and, put my family in perspective. And, basically everything. And, I'm taking it a lot serious now as far as training, dieting, making sure I don't blow up too heavy and weight and things like that. So, basically put everything in perspective. I got a second chance at, basically at living, spending time with my family and my kids and everything like that. So, I ain't have anything set up for them. If I would have, passed away, God forbid, anything would have happened to me, I didn't have anything set up for them and things like that. So I made sure, I had get everything set up with them and, basically take everything more serious than it is now. And, now I'm 100% and, fully focused on boxing and family.
Derek James, your trainer, said in an interview that you hit harder now after the accident than what you did before. Is that true, Errol?
I'm a little rejuvenated now and, I'm ready to get back in there, and I'm probably hitting hard now because I'm more excited now. I'm ready to get back in the swing of things. I'm ready to fight, and I'm actually looking forward to a training camp, and looking forward to getting in the top shape and looking good, just like how I was when I was 5-0 and I was coming up the ranks, and I didn't have a world title yet. So it feels real good just to be 100% refocused on boxing.
What is it like? Because I have watched your progression from being an Olympian in 2012, being a young, hungry contender, calling out everybody under the sun. Now you are the one who is hunted. How has that change been when it comes to mentality-wise on your end?
Mentality-wise, it ain't changed. You can't hunt the hunter. So those same guys, I've been calling out. If they want to fight, and if we're gonna fight, then it's gonna happen. Then we're gonna fight. Like I said before, those guys are calling me out, but I'm not shying away from Danny Garcia. I'm not shying away from Keith Thurman. I'm not shying away from Terence Crawford. I'm not shying away from Sean Porter. When me and Al had these discussions all the time, and I tell them I really want to fight. The guys that I've been wanting to fight, I want to fight. So hopefully, I'll fight Danny Garcia this year, next year, Pacquiao, maybe Keith Thurman. I don't know. Probably not. I don't really care about him anymore because he didn't give me an opportunity when I wanted it. So I don't care about fighting him. Terence.
So you don't want to repay the favor. I mean, there was no favor done to you, so why should I do something for him?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was calling him out, wanting to fight him, and he didn't want to give me an opportunity. He didn't want to fight me, so now I don't need him. I don't need him at all. He's not even on my radar. I feel like he's not even on my level. Just because he fought Pacquiao, they give him a little bit of kudos, but I'm looking for big names like Pacquiao, Terence Crawford, Danny Garcia. So I'm not worried about Keith Thurman at all.
So you hold 2 belts within the sanctioning bodies, the WBC and the IBF. The WBC has come out and stated that Danny Garcia is your #1 mandatory. Is that a fight that you want? I mean, does that seem like that is next for Errol Spence Jr.?
It's a fight that makes sense. I mean, Danny Garcia, he's a very tough fighter. He's a guy who's accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. That's a fight that really makes sense. So it's a fight that can definitely happen next.
Well, also, let's talk about another welterweight, a legend, an 8th Division world champion in Manny Pacquiao. I know that you were in Las Vegas with the rest of us when he fought and defeated Keith Thurman. What is your take on Manny Pacquiao, and if a fight with him could be in your future?
I mean, Manny Pacquiao looked great against Keith Thurman. I didn't think he was going to look that good. I didn't think he was going to look like that. But, man, he looked great against him. It looked like the Manny Pacquiao of old. Well, not really the Manny Pacquiao of old, but it looked like a shade of him. So, I mean, I feel like I would love to fight Manny Pacquiao. He's a future legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a guy that I would love to fight. I mean, he has the belt, too. I would love to get that belt because my goal is to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So I would have to fight him to get one of those belts unless he vacated something like that. So somebody else beats him. So, I mean, that's a fight that I would love to have.
Let's go back a little bit to September of last year, your battle with Sean Porter at Staples Center here in the Los Angeles area. How much fun was that for you? Because there were periods of that fight where you were kind of smiling, and there's certain guys who love to be in battles and tough fights. I feel like you are one of them. Did you enjoy being involved in that battle, in that fight with Sean Porter?
Definitely. I told everybody before that fight, I said, I'm going to fight Sean Porter's fight. I'm going to fight him toe-to-toe. It's going to be a real hard, grueling fight. And I'm going to fight him just like how he wants to fight me. And like I told everybody, I was going to take a step backwards. And that's what I did. And it was a tough fight. It was a fun fight for me. I'm sure it was a pretty fun fight for him. And, if that fight happens again, I wouldn't fight him the same.
I'm sure Derek James wasn't too happy with you, right?
I wouldn't fight him the same, but, if that fight happens again, I'll be open to it. Like I said, it was a great fight. And I think a lot of the fans got their money worth with that fight, definitely.
Well, Staples Center was rocking, especially in that 12th round. Could a rematch with Sean Porter, does that intrigue you? Does that excite you? Is that a possibility for next year?
It definitely intrigues me, but it's so many fights out there that so many fighters that have yet to beat, like Danny Garcia, like Pacquiao, who else? Terence Crawford. So many fighters that have not yet to beat yet, and Sean Porter kind of goes, back to the other side. So until I beat, Danny Garcia, Terence Crawford, Pacquiao, I doubt that I'll fight Sean Porter again.
Errol, let's go back a little bit in history. I remember when you fought on Thanksgiving weekend at the Bomb Factory in Dallas, and you were the first TV fight, probably fit about 2,500 people. To go from that, probably 4 or 5 years ago, to then fighting at AT&T Stadium. You're a diehard Cowboys fan. I feel like you are good friends now with Jerry Jones and the Jones family. To fighting Mikey Garcia last March, nearly 50,000 people at AT&T Stadium. How much do you go back in and remember fondly that entire experience? Because for those that were not there and just on pay-per-view, the electricity in that stadium was off the charts.
Oh man, it was crazy. It really is a dream come true. Like, it's a big dream come true. I was even nervous fighting at Frisco at the Star at the training facility in front of 16,000 people. I was nervous. Like, when they first told me I was gonna fight there, I was gonna fight my mandatory, and I was like, man, nobody knows him. I'm like, you think I could do that myself? And they're like, yeah, they said that I sell it out and stuff like that. And then once I sold that out, then it was like, yo, you finna fight at AT&T Center. I was real nervous. I didn't think, that many people was gonna come. And once they came, I was humble, and I was very, appreciative of everybody coming and supporting me. And even if they did come to support me and support Mike Garcia, they still came to watch me fight. So, I was real thankful for everybody coming out and just supporting, my fight with my name on it. So, it was a dream come true. I was super excited. I was on a high for probably about 3 weeks. Like, man, I was like, man, it's my city. So, I can't wait to fight there again. I feel like
who would be the right opponent? Who would be the right opponent for you to fight there again? Because it has to be the right opponent, right? So who would you want to fight at AT&T Stadium again if you got your opportunity?
Man, me and Pacquiao probably do 100,000. We fight at AT&T. So AT&T Stadium, I think Pacquiao would be the perfect opponent.
Where do you like fighting more? I know you're a Dallas kid. They're different venues all over the world, but Las Vegas is very special. People want to headline in Vegas, but where is your favorite place to fight? Is it AT&T Stadium?
Definitely at home now. I used to be nervous. Fighting at home. Like, I don't fight at home. Like, you get nervous, especially when you fight in front of family and friends. You fight in front of family and friends and people that have been knowing you since the first grade. School teachers and stuff like that, so you're super nervous, but I like fighting at home. I definitely like fighting at home. There's a lot of love fighting at home, especially like the ring entrance and you looking in the crowd, you seeing people that you're rooting for, they're cheering for you, rooting for you. You just feel the love.
You go ahead and I'm sure the energy, the electricity. There's a kid in your area, though, who says he's about 2 years away from fighting you, Virgil Ortiz Jr. He went ahead and he posted a photo when he was a little kid with you, and you're obviously more, higher on the food chain. But, do you kind of like the fact that these prospects are calling you out? They're like, yeah, I want to fight Spence, because I remember you were like that years ago when you were coming up.
It just shows they're hungry. That's what it's about. You gotta show that you're hungry. You gotta show that, that you want the top dog and you're willing to take their spot. And, as for me, that keeps me on my toes because I know, a younger guy, willing to take. He wants what's mine. So, he's willing to work hard and he's willing to do whatever it takes to do to get to that point. So, for me, that's good because me and Virgil started at the same gym, World Boxing Gym. We had the same coach and everything, and just to see him get to that point, it's great seeing. Because I remember him as a little kid, little crybaby kid. He's crying a lot, but now to see him get to this point, and looking to challenge me in about 2-3 years, it's good that he know that 2-3 years he might be ready. But I don't see him. I don't see him, beating me. But much respect for him. Much respect to him doing his thing and getting to this level. I think 15-0, 15 knockouts, 16-0, 16 knockouts. Much respect to him doing his thing and making Dallas look good and putting on for the city.
Errol, there have been talks about you, and when you talk about gyms, but you train with Derek James, that the wars that you have with Jermell Charlo are ones that could headline a pay-per-view if they could show those sparring sessions. Can you tell us about how much you love mixing it up with Jermell Charlo, because he's a world champion, you're a world champion, you seem to both be at the top of your game?
That's my guy, Jermell. I mean, when Jermell, because usually he's in training camp when he's fighting before me, so I join his training camp and train with him, and then go into my training camp. And Jermell, he's strong. I think his power. I think he got a little bit more confidence in his power now. He's talking about knocking everybody out now.
Yeah.
So he's looking good. I mean, me and his sparring, I can't say it's war. It's not wars every time. A lot of times it's real tactical. And, we're going tit for tat. And, it's a great learning experience. Like they say, iron sharper iron. And it's definitely with him, iron sharper iron, because, we're basically learning from each other. And what's the best sparring than sparring somebody that's, a world champion too. So, it's great work, and just having the experience he had and the experience that I had. We put in some good work, but that's definitely Fox material. They can put that on as a fight night or something like that.
Errol, how long do you see yourself here at 147? I know that you want to clean out the division. You want to be the undisputed unified welterweight champion of the world, but do you think that going up in weight to 154, possibly even 160, is in your future? You're 30 years of age now. How long do you want to remain here at 147?
So I finished my goal, and my goal is to become undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So when I become undisputed, I definitely move up. But until then, I'll be standing at 147. I don't care if I got to cut a leg off.
You've been, your advisor is Al Heyman. Al Heyman is the brains behind Premier Boxing Champions. They just turned 5 years old back a month ago. Can you tell us about what PBC has meant to you? And you've been one of the cornerstones of what PBC is all about, and introducing it to the masses, and fighting on network television, and now transitioning into being a pay-per-view fighter.
PBC meant a lot to me. I mean, just fighting on Fox and the exposure I was getting. The exposure I was getting as 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. I mean, PBC, did that with Showtime, and fighting on Showtime, now fighting on Fox. Just the exposure. Like every fight was on TV. Every fight was on TV. Even if I had a swing bout, which was like 1 or 2 times, for some reason.
You were in there.
yeah, I was on TV, so, PBC done a lot for my career, just give me that exposure, give me fights, and, even if somebody didn't make weight or something like that, they got me another opponent where I didn't have to be like, oh, I'm not fighting this fight, I'll fight in 2 more weeks and things like that, and I make weight for no reason. So, just as development stage, and even right now, they done a lot for me. Even Al, he's done a lot for me, especially with, with money-wise, and saving my money and put my money in different investments and stuff like that. Al not only just a boxing manager. He want to make sure that everybody's good and you're good. When you retire from boxing, or when you want to retire from boxing, he doesn't wait to that point. He was talking about me retiring from boxing when I first started. When I was like 22 years old. He was like, we're gonna start talking about retirement. I'm like, what is he talking about, retirement? Like I haven't fought pro yet. He's talking about retirement. But as I see it now, being 30 years old, he helped out a lot of my career, and made sure I was smart with my finances and stuff like that. So now he made sure that if I was to retire now, I could. So I'm just grateful for, being in that whole stable with Al and the other fighters and, PBC and things like that. It's a blessing.
He seems to have a genuine love for you guys. Like, he genuinely cares about your overall well-being. Is that fair to say?
Oh, definitely. It's definitely fair to say. Because, not only with me, I'd heard about, different fighters, he done helped out or, made sure, gave them the option, of, he give a lot of fighters the option, or do you want to, make sure your finances are good, or do you want, all this money now and just blow it? so he just give the options. It's up to you to be smart. So, that's one of the things, because I was going to, one of the things, it was either Top Rank or Al when I first turned professional. And,
so you were split between the two. So those were the two major options.
Yeah, there was two options. Top Rank was trying to give you a whole bunch of money. And, like, Al wasn't trying to give you that much money. He wasn't trying to give you that much money, but he was like, you stay focused and do what you have to do. Make sure that, you're good and, you don't have to want for nothing or anything, later on in your career. So Tyrone was trying to give them money now, and then actually my dad, convinced me to go with Mr. Heyman. Because he was like, you two worry about right now. I'm a young kid. I want the money. I'm broke. I got about
Yeah, you wanted all the money.
Yeah, I got like $5,000 in my account. I'm like, man, I'm trying to go with Top Rank. They trying to give me a signing bonus, things like that. But, I didn't understand, I had to pay that back. And, and Al wasn't talking about right now. He was talking about later on in my career. I was too focused on the now instead of the later, and Al helped me realize that. And my dad helped me realize that, because I was worried about the now instead of later. And, helped me realize that, that's how I sound with Al. And we talk often, and, it's just nothing, I get nothing but genuine love for him. Even from this crooked game that boxing is. Boxing is very crooked. I get nothing, but love for him. And I feel like I've been sheltered a lot. I haven't, been through anything that I hear a lot of boxers go through, especially, money-wise or different managers or, promoters and things like that. I haven't experienced it at all. I haven't experienced any crookedness and stuff like that. So, I'm just blessed to be in the position I am now. And it's rare to get, somebody like this.
So I have two questions for you, Errol. I know that you're typically a quiet guy, but are you excited for the cameras to be back in your face and for press conferences to happen? Because I tell you what, when you had that first presser with you and Sean Porter, and you guys started mixing it up in Las Vegas prior to Pacquiao Thurman, that was an Errol Spence that typically doesn't, that I don't hear from or that I don't see. And you guys were going back and forth. You told him I'm going to knock him out. He was going back and forth with you. His dad was getting involved a little bit. But are you excited to get the cameras back and doing the press conferences and handling all the media week obligations before you step inside that ring?
Definitely. I feel like, this is my time now. This is my time. This is my time to shine. And, like people like Adrian Bronner, Tank and Robert East, all them, they know my real personality. They know how I really am. And
so how are you really? What's your real personality? What is your real personality? You more of a jokester, kind of like to clown around a little bit?
I clown a lot. I clown around a lot, but you'll see in the in the upcoming months and things like that once we get back into the the swing of things and stuff like that. But I am excited. I am excited for it. I'm glad it's finally coming back. Like I said, I got a second chance, so I'm not taking it for granted at all, and I'm not taking this opportunity for granted at all. And I just want to show the world that Errol Spence is still the same. Not the same, but I'm even better, and I'm more improved and stuff like that.
And finally, Errol, what do you want to tell all your fans that are watching all over the world as we continue to deal with this horrific pandemic of the coronavirus? And hopefully we see you back inside the ring and boxing is back. Because, man, I tell you, I miss it a whole heck of a lot, man. I miss being ringside, calling fights like yours and all the top quality world-class prize fighters around the world.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube fights recently, and that's something I got away from, because before I used to watch YouTube fights all the time. I actually study YouTube fights religiously, and it's something I got away from. So it's something I'm getting back to now, and studying different fighters and stuff like that. But I want to tell everybody, during the time, just to stay in the house, stay away from people as much as you can. Stay close to your loved ones, speak to your loved ones. Especially your close family like mother and father and grandparents, stuff like that, and just praying for everybody, and hopefully we get through this tough time and get back to sports, because I'm bored watching all these documentaries and stuff like that. So just everybody stay safe, man, stay gloved up, and keep the mask on, and just keep praying for everybody. That's all we can do.
Well, let's talk about Terence Crawford, because we saw a wonderful promotion with Premier Boxing Champions and also a top-ranked TGV Promotions as well, when they worked on the second Wilder Fury fight. It seemed like Fox and also ESPN, the networks got along. Everyone was working very hard together. How big of a step was that promotion to doing so well, and both entities working together to open up the door for you and Terence Crawford to fight?
It's big. I mean, it just has to make sense. It's like Pacquiao and Floyd. I mean, it just has to make sense. It got to be, all the money in the pot, and everybody get their fair share. So as long as it makes sense money-wise, and it's big enough, I think the fight will happen.
So Terence Crawford came out in an interview a few weeks ago, Errol, and he said that, yes, the money has to be right and it has to make sense for everyone. What was your interpretation of Terence Crawford's comments when he talked about the money in that regard? I mean, because looking at you and Crawford, you're two of the best welterweights, arguably in the world. And I think the fighting public, the sports public would love to see that matchup.
Definitely. I mean, he's telling the truth. I mean, you got to pay us our worth. Me and Terence, we're going to get in there and try to kill each other. So, I mean, you got to pay us our worth. And, as long as the money's there, the money's in the pot, and it makes sense, it's definitely going to happen. I mean, I just talked to Al about the fight before. We had numerous discussions about it. And, he said the same thing. When it makes sense, it's going to happen. So, hopefully it can happen next year. And, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to fight Terence Crawford. A lot of his fans and people from Omaha and, a lot of his fans saying that I'm ducking him. That's not the case at all. I'd have FaceTime Terence Crawford before anyway. We did FaceTime probably a couple months ago. I talked about the fight and things like that. So, definitely no ducking in our situation at all. I'm not the type of guy that's going to duck anybody. So, I mean, it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen.
Are you guys friends with or friendly with each other, Errol, or is this more of a mutual respect between two prize fighters that want to prove that they are the best in the world?
It's more of a mutual respect. I feel like, Terence Crawford, is really himself. A lot of guys, I really don't like them, because I feel like they fake. I feel like Keith Thurman is fake, so I couldn't call him, have a discussion with him, so I feel like he's just a fake dude. I feel like sometimes Sean Porter, he just be talking out the side of his mouth, and it's a lot of guys, but like guys like Pacquiao and guys like Terence Crawford, I just feel like, they're real dudes. Danny Garcia, I feel like, he's a genuine guy too. I done talked to him before and things like that. So, I just feel like we just a mutual respect between us two.
Where would you see, in terms of, you're a student of the game, Errol, how do you see a fight like you and Crawford playing out? Could it be, we hear about the classics in the 80s when everyone fought everybody. Do you think you could go back to those old school ways when we saw those guys in the 80s just battling against one another and, topping each other and having these massive events?
Yeah, I feel like that's a classic fight. I feel like, that's a legacy defining fight. I just feel like, I think they had on YouTube Legendary Nights. Legendary Nights on YouTube, they do like a documentary of Hagelin and Hearns, or Ray Leonard and Hearns or Ray Leonard and Hagler and things like that. So, and I feel like that's just a legendary fight, a fight that, people talk about, for a long time. I just feel like, and a lot of, young boxers and things like that would definitely, watch that fight and remember that fight, because I feel like we both had the skill set, we both had the talent, we both had a will, but at the same time, in the day, I feel like I'll watch Terence Crawford.
You think you'll wash him?
Yeah, I feel like I'll beat him. I'll punch him.
Would you be looking for a stoppage then, Errol? Is that what you're telling me, that you'd stop him? Or would you rather beat him up for 12 rounds?
Nah, definitely. If that guy, the Russian dude, whoever you fought, could knock him down or drop him, I definitely have a great chance of stopping him. I think he's been hurt by Gamboa too, so I definitely have a great chance to stop him. But I respect his skill set. He got good skills, but I think I definitely stop him, especially how focused I am right now. Because usually even the Sean Porter fight, I was blowing up to like Sean Porter and the Mike Garcia fight. Matter of fact, the Mike Garcia fight, the day of the weigh-ins, I had to sit in a sauna for like 2 hours. I didn't sweat.
Really?
And I had a sauna bag on and everything, and I didn't sweat till like probably an hour to being in the sauna, and I didn't sweat at all. Even the Sean Porter fight, like I had blown up to like 190 or something like that, and then had to lose it all, and then killing myself to make weight.
Why was that, Errol? Why was it? I mean, look, I know that your persons have gone up and stuff. I mean, is it that you're eating some really good steaks and some fine dining? I mean, is that why?
Just getting too comfortable. Getting way too comfortable. Eating a lot. Like I think Marvin Hagler one that said that it's hard to get up. When you silk sheets.
When you're sleeping in silk sheets and it's hard to wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. So, I feel like, my car accident was a wake-up call from God, telling me to, really, focus and, bite down and, refocus on what's going on. And I feel like I wasn't as focused as I am now. Like, it's kind of like from the Kell Brook fight or before that, like, how focused I am now. Like, I'm really trying to put my all into it, because I got a lot of stuff to prove people wrong. There's a lot of things that people been saying, and on YouTube, or is he still gonna be the same? Can he fight the same? Is his reflex still gonna be the same? So I still got a lot to prove in the ring and to prove to other people that I'm still the same Errol Spence.
Do you feel like you've been unjustly criticized over the past few months from some of the media members and fans alike? I mean, because look, everyone, not everyone is perfect. No one's perfect for that matter. I sure as heck am not perfect. But do you feel like you've been unfairly criticized by members of the media and fight fans?
Some members of the media and by fight fans, some people can be cruel. Say all type of stuff. But I don't feel like I've been unfairly criticized, because when somebody get into a car accident like I got into, and when the car flipped that many times and I get thrown out the car, and everything that that I've been through in that car accident and stuff like that, people gonna have thoughts. People have opinions, and on my situation, and they want to see how I come back. So they just added motivation for myself, and it fuels me and makes me work way harder. And I actually do get on YouTube or see the tweets on Twitter people have been saying, because it's added motivation for me, and it makes me work harder, makes me more focused, and give me that added hunger that I had even before the Kell Brook fight. So like I tell everybody, keep talking, prove everybody wrong.
So, Errol, during this quarantine, we've had a lot of time to obviously sit and watch movies. I've been doing a lot of that and watching the movies Rocky. So, you have that eye. It seems like you have that eye of the tiger back. Is that fair to say?
Definitely got the eye of the tiger back. Definitely motivated, definitely hungry. And, for me, this quarantine thing is more like a training camp for me anyway. Because, when you're in training camp, you can't do nothing anyway. for me, you know, so I just been, you know, basically training, running, coming back home and doing nothing. So, I mean, I love it.
Is there a specific show or movie that you like watching on Netflix or on YouTube or anything like that?
Hey, what we been watching oh, I've been watching Ozark.
Oh yeah, you and I both. Isn't that a great show?
You know, Ozark crazy.
Crazy.
Ozark. And I was so bored that I watched it from season 1 all the way back again. And then what's that LA show? Yeah, I've been watching All American too.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, and I've been watching Sandlot the movie, and, you know, been watching different Disney movies with my kids and stuff like that. So, but other than that, you know, it's just been training, focused, and been talking to my grandmother. She actually turned 96 last week, and she lives.
Oh, happy birthday to her!
Thank you. And she lives in New York too, so you know, I've been talking to her every day and stuff like that. You know, making sure, well, every other day or once a week, and making sure she good and stuff like that. So, especially my other family too, 'cause I got a lot of family in New York, things like that. So, just making sure, you know, they're okay and, you know, everything's been, you know, going smoothly with them.